Despite being Samsung's 2020 upgraded versions of their 2019 Galaxy A50 and A70 phones, the A51 and A71 were actually released in December of 2019. So despite being 2020 phones, which succeeded 2019 phones, they were kind of 2019 phones at the same time as being 2020 phones. That's quite interesting. So yeah, despite being 2020 phones, they were actually released right at the end of 2019. And whilst we've been talking about that interesting fact, you've probably been thinking, wow, this camera quality is absolutely amazing. What has everything been using to film this video? The answer is a Samsung Galaxy A71. You know, an absolutely amazing phone that you totally can't just pick up on back market, refurbished for around 190 quid nowadays. Yep, so I am shooting this video on a Samsung Galaxy A71, a mid-range phone released in December of 2019, which still holds up amazingly well in 2022. Now, I'm actually going to be upgrading this phone soon. That's only because I've had it for almost 2 years and I'm due an upgrade. But if you're using like a super old phone, or like if you're not even using a smartphone and you just want like a really cheap option, then rather than going for like a really cheap, crappy budget phone, I'd recommend buying a Samsung Galaxy A71, or if you want to go a bit cheaper, an A51, which isn't much different to the A71. Like, obviously it's not as good, but like, well, I mean, kind of isn't at the same time. It's kind of as good. Well, no, it's not as good, but like the differences are pretty minimal. It's slightly smaller as well because the A71 is quite big. I mean, the A51 is quite big as well, but it's not as big as the A71. The camera isn't as good, but it's still really good. It's still more than comparable to the A71 camera. And yeah, the screen's still really good. Yeah, another really good thing on these phones is the screen. It's a 2400 by 1080p resolution, and it's actually super AMOLED. So yeah, it's OLED. It's actually AMOLED, and it's really good. It's really good. It's like really vibrant display. and it's nice and vivid as well. And this phone is also still perfectly like usable speed wise. It's quite fast still, quite snappy. Like obviously it's no Galaxy S22 Ultra or iPhone 13 Pro Max, but it's also no Galaxy S3 or Nokia 1, which was like a crazily cheap phone, released I think like 2018 or 2017 or something, maybe even 2019. But it was a telephone. But I mean that was really cheap. And it's also yeah, let's forget we ever said anything about the Nokia 1. Yeah, it's no Galaxy S22 Ultra or iPhone 13 Pro Max, but it's also no Galaxy S3 or iPhone 5 or Nokia 100 or Nokia 3310. Actually, I mean the Nokia 3310 is actually quite responsive, but I guess that literally barely runs anything. So is the Nokia 100. That barely runs anything either though. But yeah, it's still supported. All the apps are up to date still. I mean, it doesn't run Android 12. It runs Android 11, and all the apps are still up to date on Android 11. And it's also really good for watching videos on. And yeah, it's just overall a really, really usable, perfectly decent phone in 2022. And if you're looking for a really cheap option, if you're coming from like a really old phone, and if you just want to stay relatively up to date, and you don't want to pay a heck load of money, if you don't even want to pay 400 quid for a mid-range phone, like a new mid-range phone, like an upper mid-range phone, if you just want to pay like 200 quid or something like that, then the A71 is a really good option. Like I said, you can pick up one refurbished for about 190 quid from back market. And yeah, it's just a really, 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 really good it's just a really good option if you're just looking, if you have got an old phone and you're just looking for something pretty cheap, just so you can stay relatively up to date. And it's just a really, really good phone for that. It just ticks every box for that. And I mean, I'm still perfectly happy with it, and I'm due an upgrade soon enough. Honestly, if something went wrong and I couldn't upgrade for 2 more years, then I'd be absolutely fine sticking with this. Ticks pretty much every box for me as well. So yeah, thank you for watching this video, and that'll be it.